this is Raji. In the previous video, we were learning about the identification of anions. How to detect the presence of a carbonate, sulfide and chloride ion also we had discussed in the previous videos. So if you haven't watched it, you can just go through that. I'll share the link of that video also. So in this video, we are going to discuss how to identify the presence of a nitrate and sulfate also in a salt solution. So if you are learning this concept also, you will be able to answer all the questions related to the identification of anions, and I have kept a lot of board questions also at the end of the video. So let's see how to identify nitrate ion. To detect the presence of nitrate NO3 minus in the salt, we need to use concentrated H2SO4. You have provided with a white colored substance. We are going to check whether the salt contains nitrate. For that, to the salt, what we will add? We will add concentrated sulfuric acid followed by copper turning. What is copper turning? It will be available in the laboratory. It is nothing but metallic copper. Okay. So in the chapter nitric acid, we were learning about the laboratory preparation of nitric acid. The same reaction is happening here, no? Okay, write and see. Sodium nitrate is reacting with concentrated H2SO4. So we are heating the test tube. So what will happen? You will be getting sodium bisulfate. Along with that, concentrated nitric acid also will be produced. Correct, no? You will be remembering the reaction. And now we are going to add little bit of copper into this solution. So what will happen? This concentrated nitric acid will react with copper. Whenever concentrated nitric acid is involved, one product will be definitely nitrogen dioxide. Another product will be water. And along with that, a salt, copper nitrate also will be formed. What will be the observation of the reaction? You got that already. See, copper nitrate is forming, right? What's the color of copper nitrate? It will be blue in color. Okay, this is copper nitrate. Along with that, you can see reddish brown vapors evolving out of the test tube. What is that? That is due to the formation of nitrogen dioxide gas. So, including the picture, you should remember. Okay, how to detect the presence of nitrate. Remember, when nitrate ion is present in the aqueous solution in the form of silver nitrate or dilute nitric acid, how to test the presence of nitrate ion? So for that, we will use brown ring test. How can you carry out brown ring test? To the solution of nitrate, we will be adding freshly prepared ferrous sulfate solution. Okay, to that, we are adding concentrated sulfuric acid from the sides of the test tube. Concentrated sulfuric acid compared to this solution is denser. So as a result, what will happen? Concentrated sulfuric acid will be slowly coming through the sides of the test tube and will be occupying at the bottom portion of the test tube. See, as a result, what will happen? Ferrous sulfate solution and nitrate solution will be occupying at the topper portion, whereas concentrated sulfuric acid being more denser will be occupying the bottom portion. So if you are not disturbing the test tube, you can see that the reaction between these two liquids will be taking place only at the junction. Both of the solutions will be reacting together at the junction where they meet and resulting in the formation of a brown compound. What is that? That is nitrosoferrous sulfate. What is a chemical composition? That is FeSO4.NO. So this is what we call as brown ring test. If a brown ring is forming at the junction of these two liquids, that indicates or that confirms the presence of nitrate ion in the solution, NO3 minus ion. Got it now? Related to brown ring test, you will be getting number of questions. They will ask you why this brown ring is not settling down at the bottom. So that time you can speak about the difference in density between the two liquids which are reacting with each other. Okay. And again they will ask you if you're slightly shaking the test tube or if you're disturbing the test tube, easily this brown ring disappears. What's the reason? Reason is that the reaction between ferrous sulfate, silver nitrate and concentrated H2SO4 is an exothermic reaction. Because of the heat evolved as a result of the reaction, easily this brown ring decomposes. Got it? You can just memorize like that. To detect the presence of carbonate, sulfite and sulfide, we are using dilute sulfuric acid. To detect the presence of chloride and nitrate, we are using concentrated sulfuric acid. If sulfate ion is present, neither you can use concentrated sulfuric acid nor you can use dilute sulfuric acid. Okay. So how to identify the presence of sulfate? We are going to see that. See, you have provided with a salt solution of sulfate. Yeah. For example, you can write Na2SO4. In order to confirm whether sulfate ions are present, we will have to add barium chloride solution, BaCl2. If you are adding barium chloride solution to that, what will be the reaction taking place? Right, and see, you will be getting sodium chloride and barium sulfate also will be formed as a result of the reaction. All sodium salts are soluble. You can't observe sodium chloride. Yeah, whereas barium sulfate, you can observe it. Why? Because it is a white precipitate. Okay, yeah. Remember, there is something special about this barium sulfate precipitate. To this precipitate, you can add hydrochloric acid. You can add nitric acid. You can add sulfuric acid also. But this precipitate will remain insoluble in all this mineral acid. Got it? So this is a tip for your exam. So whenever associated with a particular reaction, if you are getting barium sulfate precipitate, they will ask you what will be the observation of the reaction. So what we need to do? Yeah, you can say that a white precipitate that will be insoluble in all mineral acid will be formed. You can write. Correct? No? So that confirms that the precipitate obtained is barium sulfate. Got it? So how to detect the presence of sulfate in a solution? We will add barium chloride solution and immediately you will be getting a white precipitate of barium sulfate. What is the observation? That white precipitate will remain insoluble in all mineral acid. You should write. Got it? Yes. Now see the questions. All these are board questions and read and find out. Identify the anion in each of the following compound. Barium chloride solution is added to a salt solution E. A white precipitate insoluble in dilute hydrochloric acid is obtained. So, which is that anion present in that? We know that, okay, whenever barium chloride is added, that is mainly used for testing the presence of sulfate ion, SO4 2- ion. Got it? Yeah. Read the next one. When a freshly prepared solution of ferrous sulfate is added to solution C and concentrated sulfuric acid is gently poured from the sides of the test tube, a brown ring is formed. So they are telling, yeah, in this case, which will be the anion that is present in the solution. Okay. So this question is related to brown ring test, right? Brown ring test will be used for detecting the presence of nitrate ion, NO3- ion. Got it? Now see this question. The following questions are related to the detection of nitrates. A picture is also given. What's the question? Name the chemical compound Y. So what is that? It is nothing but, yeah, that brown ring. Why that brown ring is forming? Due to the formation of nitrosoferrous sulfate, FeSO4.NO you should write. Correct? Yes. Identify X and Z. The layer X will be containing solution of nitrate, NO3- ion, maybe silver nitrate solution. Along with that, freshly prepared ferrous sulfate solution. One more question they will ask. Why we are using freshly prepared ferrous sulfate? Reason is that when exposed to atmosphere, ferrous sulfate will be easily oxidized to ferric sulfate. Ferric sulfate will not give this brown ring. Okay, that is the reason we are using freshly prepared ferrous sulfate solution. You can memorize that also. And the layer Z will be containing concentrated H2SO4. We had discussed that. Yeah, read the next one. State the reason why brown ring does not settle at the bottom. We were discussing that also. What's the reason? Reason is that we are not shaking the test tube. At the bottom layer, because of the higher density concentrated H2SO4 will be occupied. And at the top layer, it will be a solution of nitrate ion and ferrous sulfate. So the reaction will be taking place only at the junction of the liquid. Okay, that is the reason. The brown ring is not settling down at the bottom. Got it? Read the next one. State the reason why brown ring decomposes completely upon disturbing the solution. Remember, the reaction between ferrous sulfate, nitrate ion and concentrated sulfuric acid is an exothermic reaction. Heat will be generated as a result of reaction. So, if you are shaking the test tube, because of the heat generated, what will happen? The brown ring will be decomposing easily. Okay, so you can tell like that. Now see the last page. This page includes questions related to the detection of anions which we had discussed in the previous video also. So if you have watched the previous video, you can definitely answer all this question. Read and find out. When dilute sulfuric acid is added to salt solution A, rotten egg smelling gas is evolved. It turns moist lead acetate paper black. If a gas is turning lead acetate paper black, so that will be the confirmatory test for hydrogen sulfide gas. While adding an acid, if hydrogen sulfide gas is evolving out of the test tube, which will be the anion? That will be sulfide ion, S2 minus ion. Now see the next one. Compound B on heating with copper turning and concentrated sulfuric acid liberates a reddish brown gas. If reddish brown gas is liberated as a result of the reaction, the salt will be containing the anion nitrate. With picture, we had discussed everything in the previous video. You might be remembering the picture. Okay. Now see the next one. Compound C on reaction with dilute sulfuric acid liberates a gas which turns lime water milky, but it has no effect on acidified potassium dichromate solution. This is a confirmatory test for carbonate. So the anion present in the solution is CO3 2 minus. Okay. It's a repeated question. Okay. When a solution of compound D is treated with silver nitrate solution, a white precipitate is obtained which is soluble in excess of ammonium hydroxide. In the previous video, this also we had clearly discussed. Okay, so which is that white precipitate that is soluble in ammonium hydroxide? So that will be silver chloride. So when it is reacting with silver nitrate, a precipitate of silver chloride is forming. The solution will be containing definitely anion Cl minus. Easy. Now see the next one. When dilute sulfuric acid is added to D, a gas is produced which turns acidified potassium dichromate solution orange to green. So this is a confirmatory test for which gas? That is sulfur dioxide gas. Correct. So whenever we are adding dilute sulfuric acid to a particular salt, sulfur dioxide gas is evolving. If so, which will be the anion present in that salt? It will be SO3 2 minus or sulfide ion. Easy. From analytical chemistry chapter, you will have to memorize so many colors and color changes also, and what will be the observation of the reaction also they will be asking. So if you are memorizing the colors and pictures which we have discussed, it's going to be so easy for you. We have discussed each and every point related to the identification of anion. See you in the next video. You take care. Thanks for watching.